What's poppin', crafters? For today's episode, we're going to be making a corset cuff. The inspiration came from a fellow crafter from TikTok. Her name is Rena. I'm going to be linking her information for y'all. She makes a really good tutorial, so check that one out. What you'll be needing is, of course, some beads, some elastic string, an optional yarn needle. And I have 42 beads strung up. You can do 36. It's recommended to do an even number of beads just so you get a crisscross lace up. But if you do an odd number, you'll still get the lace up, but it won't be in a crisscross pattern. It still looked pretty when I seen it, so I might do it for another cuff later. Actually, I'm going to leave some string left over. We're going to use that to run it throughout the pattern. And then this excess string, I'm going to run it throughout the top layer, the top row. Just to give that extra security to this top row. I love the tightness. This is optional, of course. You can just cut it from that point, but always like to reuse it. And then I'm going to tie it off right here. And this is how you should be looking like for the first row. At this point, we're going to be building the inner cuff. It's going to consist of 3 X bases. If you already know how to build that, you can just skip ahead. But that's where we're going to start. You're going to need 3 beads. And you're going to insert this pattern or any pattern of 3 beads to each dividing white bead. You want to make sure you're exiting out of a white bead to start with, to start the second row. Again, using 3 beads and inserting at the dividing white bead. And again, 3 beads at the center white bead. And then after this, I'm just going to go ahead and build it and then skip ahead. Okay, so with the last few sets of beads, you're going to insert at this last white bead, cut through these 2, and then out the green bead. And now your second row should look like this. We're using these 3 beads. We're going to insert at each green bead. These 3 beads. And again, we're going to insert at the green bead. Then I'm going to finish building this up and then meet you back here. Okay, so with these last 3 sets of beads, we're going to insert at this last green and then enter through this orange and exit out this center green bead. So taking these 3 beads, I'm going to insert at each green bead, each dividing green bead here. Taking these 3 beads and inserting at this green bead. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish the row and then meet you back here. Okay, so joining these last 3 beads at this green bead and then exit out this white bead. So now you see it's starting to take shape. So using these 3 beads, I'm going to insert at each white bead. Again, these 3 beads at this white bead. And then I'm going to finish it up and meet you at the end. Alright, so closing out row 5, you're going to insert 3 beads into this last white bead and exit out this green bead. Alright, so starting row 6, we're using these 3 beads, and you're going to insert at each green bead. So these 3 beads at this green bead, then I'm going to finish up and meet you back here. So we're going to close out row 6 by inserting these last 3 beads at this green bead and then exiting out this center green bead. So row 7, using these 3 beads, we're going to join them at every green bead. These 3 beads at each green bead. I'm going to finish up this row and then meet you at the end. We're going to close out row 7 with these last 3 beads, and you're going to insert at this last green bead and exit out the center white bead. Now, mimicking the first row, we're just going to add 2 black beads. So with these 2 beads, we're going to insert at each white bead. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the row and meet you here at the end. Okay, so we're closing out row 8 with these last 2 black beads. Going to insert here at this white bead. And so now what you can do is you can kind of give it a little tug just to make sure everything's nice and snug. What I like to do is I'll create a knot here, and then I'm just going to run another row of string through this layer just to give it more, to make it more secure. Okay, so I tied 3 knots here, and then I'm just going to run the string throughout. Okay, so now I can see where I hit the knot. You can see, okay, there's double string there. At this point, you can also create another knot. Now again, that was all optional. You don't have to do an extra line, but I just like to. Again, it just gives it more security, like more sturdiness. Alright, so the inner cuff is done. This is what you should look like. You should have 3 X's, 1, 2, and 3. And now at this point, we're going to start creating the structure at the top of the cuff and bottom cuff and build that so then we can later lace it up. You want to be coming out of a white bead. Alright, so taking these 3 beads, I'm going to insert at each white bead. Again, these 3 beads at this white bead. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest and meet you back here. Okay, so I'm going to take these 3 black beads to close out this row. We're going to enter it through this white bead, and then from this white bead, exit out this center black bead. But before I do that, I'm going to insert through this white bead. I'm going to make sure everything is nice and tight. And I'm going to tie a knot here. You don't have to. You can just actually just go directly through this bead. But I just like to have each row to be kind of secured. So I'm just going to tie a knot here. And then I'm going to exit out the center bead here. And you should look like this. Taking 5 beads, we're going to insert at each center black bead. So again, taking 5 beads, I'm going to insert at the center black bead. Taking these 5 beads and inserting at this middle black bead. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish it all the way around and meet you here at the end. So taking this last set of 5 beads, I'm going to insert through this last center bead, and then I'm going to cut through and tie a knot here. And we should look like this. So since now we need to do the bottom of the cuff, I'm going to make my way through the beads and out through the end here. Now making sure we're coming out of any white bead, I'm going to take 3 beads. We're going to insert, we're going to join them at each white bead. And insert through this last white bead. Then I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to exit through the center black bead. I'm going to go through here. I'm going to take 5 beads and insert at each center bead, center black bead. These 5 beads and insert here. I'm going to go ahead and finish this entire row and meet back with you at the end. Alright, so taking these last 5 beads, we're going to insert here the last black center bead. And then I'm going to make my way back to this white bead here and tie a knot. Nice. Now I'm going to make my way back through this bead. Basically, you just want to make your way out of any of these end beads, these center beads. So from here, we can go ahead and lace up. We can corset the cuff. I'm going to insert through here. And you're going to do every other one. Okay, so now I have the first half strung up, and now I'm going to insert through this last bead. And I could tie a knot here just to secure that, but I'm just going to see how it all looks like first. Now we're going to exit out of this bead, and now string the other half. Okay, I'm here at the last bead, and I actually really like it, so I'm not going to add any beads. I think I'll make another one and add some beads on the string, but this is really badass. I love it. And I'm going to head through this bead and tie it up at this end. Okay, so I'm going to run the rest of the string throughout the cuff, and then we're going to add a perler. So now that I have the cuff created, you can definitely take it further and add embellishments here, or accents. Actually, anywhere you can add accents, but I'm going to do that later. What I'm going to do is add a perler piece to the cuff, and I already had it pre-made. This is from another video. I built this using technique A, so you'll find that in the playlist. Let's go ahead and add it to the cuff. I selected a spot to put the perler, and now I'm going to run one of its strings. I'm going to put it through here. I'm going to add it to this bead. You can really just add the string. You can tie the string to really where you feel comfortable adding it. Just wherever I'm tying it, I'm making sure it's like evenly tied. And there you have it. It is tied to the cuff. And now what I can do is I can just run it throughout. It's pretty good. Okay, so we can definitely add more to this, but I'm going to leave it as it is. I think it's really cute. But you can definitely add more embellishments here, pretty much anywhere if you wanted to, but good.